I now call the Kiwanis Connects show to order. Aaron Phillips and Doc Val presiding. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Kiwanis Connects, coming to you live from all over the country, actually all over the world. I'm in Virginia Beach. Doc Val's in California. We think still at home, not in a parking lot, so hopefully she's at home. And as you can see, we have a guest with us, Rachel King. We think she's in her home, or that's a really good background. We're not really sure. Whatever she wants to tell us is all we really care about. Thank you for making us part of your Friday. It is May 9th. Can you believe it? May 9th. Mother's Day weekend this weekend. Before I forget, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers and you fathers who are also mothers. Because in a month from now, it'll be Happy Father's Day to all you mothers who are fathers. So I figured I'll go this way first. What the heck? Thank you for watching us. We got a lot to talk about today. Of course, we have Rachel King with us, who Val will introduce here in a moment. Unfortunately, I was told Dolly Parton will not be making a guest appearance, but, maybe, who knows. Anyway, wow moments. We have a mental health moment with Melissa Atwell. And yes, bad dad jokes will bring up the rear. And, of course, they are themed Mother's Day bad dad jokes. Go figure, right? Doc Val, how are you today?
Aloha. For a woman that's running on 3 hours a night of sleep for the past week, I think I'm doing really good. I checked out my hair before I came on, and I was just like, you always look stunning, my dear.
It's that buff. It's that buff and go.
The buff and towel go.
That's right.
Yeah. And so this is one of those days that I told everybody, I'm locking the doors. I'm shuttering the phones because I really wanted to be here this morning. This was the highlight for my week. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I got a chance to meet Rachel live and in person. I felt like I knew her from the very moment that we started talking. And it's always a joy. And as our friends out in Kiwanis Family House say, it's a delight to be able to bring Rachel on to the show. Rachel, you just light up a room when you walk into it. And so thank you for being here. And so I want to do it justice. So tell us a little bit about yourself as your introduction.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Val. Thank you, Aaron. It's such a pleasure to be here today. I'm out in California, up in the Bay Area, and it's a beautiful day in California. So my name's Rachel King, and I'm the Senior Regional Director with the Dollywood Foundation. And I'm here today to talk all things books and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Don't be confused by my very strong Tennessee accent. I'm originally from Britain, so it does confuse people a little bit, but I'm actually based, it's very confusing that I'm based out of Tennessee, but I'm over in California, and that's because we're working super hard to grow our programs to get books to as many children as possible. But I'm excited to spend this morning with you and to have a chat more about all things Kiwanis and all things Imagination Library.
And, Rachel, one of the cool things about you is you are connected to a club that both Aaron and I are members of. So Doug Chadwick and Kelly Pena have the Kiwanis Literacy Club of Southern California and the Kiwanis Literacy Club Foundation. Well, both Aaron and I are members of that Kiwanis Club.
So, as if on cue, if you saw the message that popped up on the screen just there.
Oh, too fun. Too fun. And so I'm not sure if Douglas did the chat with you, but we're going to do it throughout the show. If you haven't joined a Kiwanis Club yet, this would be the perfect Kiwanis Club for you to join. But I know that your plate is really, really full. So coming up with your accent and that not really sounding like a Tennessee accent, but we've got some Tennessee people watching, I'm sure, that are going, huh, okay. How did you end up being a part of this process with Dollywood?
Oh, so wonderful. I've been with the Dollywood Foundation for around about 2 years. And prior to that, my career was in nonprofit and education. So I was a teacher for a while back in the UK, and then over here I was in education nonprofits and some other education organisations. But then all the way back, I was actually working in transportation in the UK and in railways and all things consumer pieces. So making sure that people get what they need. And so that's why my love of this world has come together. I love education and I love nonprofit and I love helping people. So my career has been all the way along like that. And that brought us to the US in we've been here for 11 years now. We came over 11 years ago to the US, and I came across this amazing role about 2 years ago, and it's been some of the most fun working days of my life. I have the absolute pleasure of every single day meeting new people who are excited about books and excited about helping their communities. And many of those are our wonderful service clubs, such as Kiwanis, who have this heart to go out and help. And that's what I want to do every day, is to meet people who have a similar goal to me, and then to enjoy that journey along with them.
Oh, fantastic.
It's kind of cool when you actually are doing work that you have your passion for, right? I mean,
it's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, I feel you all have that on this screen right here, meeting Dr. Val and all of the wonderful people in your Kiwanis Literacy group. Everybody has that passion and that drive, and that makes it feel good. It makes every day feel good.
When you work with people that have the same level of passion for what they do, and you're partnering with people like that, certainly makes things easier for you as an individual to work side by side. You mentioned you were an educator. What did you teach, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I taught, so in the UK, I taught secondary school, which is 11 to 18, and I taught geography.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Does really anybody use geography anymore?
It's a subject we work a lot with in the UK, and it's very much the physical, the human, the economic, all those pieces that we talk about. That, but I like maps. I like knowing where people live and why they live there. I find that absolutely fascinating. Just talking with Dr. Val recently, I kind of know probably most cities in my area in terms of my region, and I manage 6 states on this side of the US, and I take great pleasure in understanding where people live and why they live there, because there's so many cool reasons behind that.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, the whys and what fors. John only moved to Vegas because he's in the witness protection program. I just wanted to share that with you. Oops. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to tell everybody.
He's moving again. He's going to again. You know, one of the things that's pretty amazing is, Rachel, you and I have so much in common. But literally in my house, there are 3 mounted large-scale maps. Some of them a couple of them are historical, and my love of people around the world is just, it resonates with me. And so when I learned a lot about you and what you were all doing in the Dollywood Foundation, it was just like mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And I share it with people. I'm one of those global people. I grew up in a military family, so I moved 17 times in the first 15 years of my life. And so not knowing where home is where we land. And books have been the common friend that travel from place to place. And so knowing that the Dollywood Foundation is out there is a magical thing. And so could you share a little bit about the Dollywood Foundation and the Imagination Library?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that. That really warmed my heart that, you know, the books follow, and that is, that's very much where it comes from. So, and we want to get books into the homes of as many children as possible. So I'll go way back when and start out with Dolly and where she came from, this, to come up with this dream that now is very big across 5 countries. But in 1988, Dolly created a nonprofit organization, and it was inspired by her father. And the mission was simply to inspire a love of reading. So that's where it started. But so much more has happened since then. And so it began with Dolly's desire that every child, regardless of any situation, would have access to books. So it started in her home county of Sevierville, Tennessee, and that's what she thought she was going to do, serve her home county and get books to those kids. But now it's so much more. And that's it. We're now in 5 countries. So we're in the US, Canada, UK, Ireland, and Australia. And we are growing every single day. But growing up, Dolly's father couldn't read or write, and she witnessed how, as a small child, how that held him back. So her father is the inspiration for the Imagination Library, and it comes from a very, very personal place for Dolly. So that's how it all started. And this is the flagship program of the Dollywood Foundation, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. This year we're celebrating 30 years. So it's 30 years of the Imagination Library. And we currently mail out over 3 million books per month to children in those countries. And we've mailed out over 270 million books since the start of the program 30 years ago. So we've got a lot of celebrations to happen this year.
I was just going to share those stats. I pulled it up on the website, which of course you see the website, folks, scrolling at the bottom, WWDBTV.com, and it actually has the numbers that Rachel just shared. I mean, down to the number. She was kind enough to round them off for us to really kind of grasp it. You know, I mean, when you think about the numbers that Val, that Douglas shared last week or the week before, with all the books and things that our literacy club has given out. And we're just, and listen, you and I both know Douglas is kind enough through the foundation to share those books across our country and probably outside the country, as far as I know. But when you think about the millions of students that Dolly's program here has impacted to the tune of those 270, think about that. That's one book for every person that's existing in the world today, right? Isn't that our global population is like 270 million people or something like that? Some ridiculous number?
It's billion.
It's billion? Okay. Well, what do I know? Billion.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there, though. But that's why neither you nor I were math majors. We'd have gotten in trouble big time.
But I mean, think about it. It's 300 million in the U.S. So, I mean, still, just to really kind of wrap your head around those kind of numbers, I mean, that's impact on top of everything else. And that's a heck of a number to share that Dolly's, name is attached to, for sure.
Yeah. And how that works is that every child, our program, the reason why there's so many books as well is that this Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is in a nutshell, it's a home book gifting program. So children from 0 until their 5th birthday can receive an age appropriate, high quality book with their name on it monthly at no cost to the family. So if we can get a child enrolled at the age of 0, they could get 60 books. So you can see those numbers moving up straight away. And it's really good to have that home library at home, but also having those books mailed directly to the home is very helpful for families, especially as our families are so busy, right? There's so many things going on, and being able to do that is a big part of the program's appeal and a big part of why people love the program as well.
And, one of the things that is really important about this is, people can go, oh, but there's always some books somewhere where parents can just buy them. But if you think about when you go out to do grocery and get grocery shopping, and you go out and then you put gas in the car for the month and you pay your bills, there isn't anything left over for these kinds of things. And so books are sometimes the very last thing that someone's going to purchase. And that's one of those things of being able to know that this is going to show up at someone's home and it's for a child. That's really, really cool. So I think I read somewhere they're personalized, the books that the children get.
Yeah. So I love how you touched on those pieces as well, because when we do open this program, it's universal in aspect. We want it to be to everybody in that geographical area. And I'll talk a bit more about that. But they are personalized as in the name on the address label it's addressed to the children. So that's what's fantastic. There's that experience just going to the mailbox each month and getting your own mail. As adults, we don't enjoy mail so much anymore. Our mail isn't always the kind of the mail and the fun stuff like a book each month. So it's really nice for the family to experience that. And even that in itself, having a name that children can learn how to spell their name and see where all those pieces. So it is personalized to them in that effect. But our books are also chosen by a Blue Ribbon Book Selection Committee. So they're all chosen based on their age group and based on all those fun things that you want to find in books. And people sit down each year and select those books for our collections each year, which would be an amazing job. I think that's what I've been sat in a room full of children's books and then determining which of these little really cute learners are going to get which book throughout their time in the Imagination Library is quite special. So they're personalized and inspectors. They come particularly for age groups as well, because what a 0-year-old is receiving is very different from a 4-year-old.
All right, I want to stop right there. We are at quarter after the hour. We've just tipped on the top of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got a lot more to talk about regarding the library. Before we go to break, though, I want to remind everybody, if you've been watching my social media, this is also Stroke Awareness Month. So with that, you guys, I'm sure, have seen it over the last year or so. However, I was honored with an opportunity to put a PSA together with 3 of our fellow Kiwanians here in Cal Neva. We're going to run that, and we're going to hopefully try a little something to get one of them on the phone during break. We're talking old school method of trying to bring somebody on the show, so we'll see if it'll work. You're watching Kiwanis Connects, believe it or not. If you've landed here by accident, stick around. You'll probably like what we have to talk about. You know what I'm saying? If not, I know some people that'll track you down. We'll be right back. Some estimates say that someone in the United States has a stroke every 40 seconds. Rocky, please share with us your experience.
Aaron, as we all think we are invincible, after playing baseball for 12 years and never missing a game, I had a stroke while I was umpiring. It put a new perspective on life for me. No more golf, bowling, dancing, or most importantly, playing catch with my grandchildren. Please listen to your own body warnings. Pay attention and watch for your family and your friends. Watch for those warning signs. You are not invincible.
Derek, what are some of the symptoms and signs we should be aware of?
The simple rules to remember: the be fast rule. Balance, beware of loss of balance. Eyes, check for vision loss. Face, check if one arm is weak or numb. Speech, listen for slurred speech. Time, call 911 immediately if there's treatment available if it's within 3 hours.
John, what are some of the resources that folks have available for them?
There are several stroke support groups available to stroke survivors and their caregivers. Many of the stroke support groups you can attend can be accessed on your computer via Zoom. The stroke groups we support are located at the bottom of the screen.
This message was proudly brought to you by the following: the Kiwanis Club of Laguna Elk Grove, the Kiwanis Club of Oakland, and the Kiwanis Club of Palo Alto.
Good morning, my name is Alejandro Hogan, and this year I'm the president of the Kiwanis Club for Literacy in Salinas. We're a small club, but what we do is we believe in literacy, and what better way to promote literacy than to come to different schools.
We go to schools where there are 4 first-grade classrooms. That way we are able to distribute us as members to go in each classroom and give that 30 minutes of enthusiasm for the students to read and become engaged on that book.
Our goal is that they get a book once a month and they take it home. It doesn't stay at school, so that by the end of the year, they have their own home library.
We need more people to believe in what we do, and we want you to join the Kiwanis Literacy Club of Salinas.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. Aaron Phillips, Doc Val, Rachel King, John Stiles back in Las Vegas. Now, we're going to do something a little old school, so God, I hope it works. On my cell phone, this is how old school we're going. I'm going to see if we can get his name visible. Now it's going to fade out, you guys, because John Brummer, one of those individuals who was in that PSA for stroke awareness, is on my cell phone because our studio line is, for whatever the reason, not working at the moment. So we're doing old school. So hopefully you'll be able to hear John as he comes through. So Val, if you'll hear him when I intro him, please just give me a thumbs up that he's coming across okay. So John Brummer, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, Aaron. How are you?
We're doing okay. I got a thumbs up from Doc Val, so your audio is going through great. Again, we're talking old school. The only thing missing is 2 tin cans and a long string at this point, ladies and gentlemen. So,
Well, the reason I called, like you said, is Stroke Awareness Month. This month, May. So the important thing to remember: be fast. Call 911 immediately. I'm 6 years out from my stroke. I think Derek is 4 years out, and Rocky's a little bit longer, but we're doing fine because of you and Doc Val. We thank you for producing that commercial. It's been a godsend for us. We go to events and show the commercial, and we make people aware what to do in case of a stroke.
and you shared with me while we were on break, John, that Derek, you said, is actually showing some signs of improvement in his situation. Yeah.
He is. He doesn't use a wheelchair anymore. He walks around. He's doing great. Val has seen more than I have, but we're going to get together to do a stroke conference in San Jose in 2 weeks.
Right on. If you need any voice work for anything you have, dude, you better call me, right?
I know you, yeah.
And if not, you at least have the commercial. And I've said this in the past, and then we'll let you go, John, because we want to get back to Rachel. That commercial was one of the most intriguing commercials to put together because all 4 of us were in different locations, and we practiced for a couple of weeks going through the script and timing and laying everything out. That, first of all, it was an honor to put that together with the 3 of you, but it was also a challenging one, which I think, Val, everybody who sees, Rachel, you just saw it for the first time. I think it was a pretty good commercial, given that we were all over the place doing that.
And you know what's amazing, John? I'm not sure if you can hear me, but you kept telling me over and over again when I was governor, we need to do something. We need to have this as a program. And to be able to bring you on the show has really been an impactful thing on my life and many, many people. And so I want to thank you as you're going through your healing process and your adjustments, that you keep sharing and educating people and keep getting the word out. I know Rocky is, I think, 11 years out. He had his stroke just before we had our international convention in Chiba, Japan. And so you guys are all very, very inspirational. And if you ever need any more support, please let us know.
Absolutely. John,
Valerie, let me tell you, part of my healing is Valerie, because her smile is tremendous.
You're going to make me cry.
All right, John.
Right.
I heard your comment about getting your autograph. Hopefully, if I see you in August, I'll get your autograph then. John Brummer, everybody. John, thank you for calling in, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, be fast. You got, like we said, it is Stroke Awareness Month, so please don't waste time. All right, let's get back to the task at hand. Rachel, thank you for letting us chat with John for a moment or two, given that it is Stroke Awareness Month. So, Val, take it away.
You know, when we're doing these different kind of shows, Rachel, one of the things that our audience always takes away is that there's something that they can do. There's something that they can be involved in. And so I think that's why our viewership is always so big. You know, it's like sometimes we even shock ourselves in the process. And so having you on board, I think is going to help with one of my major passions in the world, which is I want every child in the world to have the opportunity to be literate, because my theory is that when a child knows how to read, a child can change their own life and a child can save their own life. And so that, you know, spreads across the world. If you can read in your language and you know what the symbols are, you can do that. And so I know you all have a goal. And so how can we help you reach your goal?
Well, that's I love that incredible passion there, Dr. Val. No, I love that passion. That's, I think we've got, getting to know you, we've got a similar passion that I believe the books are pivotal to have in the home, but for many reasons that is super, super important. And you'd like me to go into how potential people could reach out and get involved? Is that where we Like,
are we there yet, Aaron, or are we skipping a step?
The way I look at it, it's never too early to tell people or give contact information. So if you have something, by all means.
Well, let me talk a little bit about how we work, actually, because I think that will also help people to understand what happens. So how we work is at the Dollywood Foundation, we partner with local program partners at a local level to bring the program to our communities. And that's very, very important. So it's a partnership between the Dollywood Foundation and our local program partners. And that's because we want to be able to make this work within a community and to get the community support to help to find these amazing children to be able to get them enrolled in our program. So it works in a few ways. So it works by the following. So you got the diagram. That's great. I was just looking where that was then. Okay, that's absolutely excellent. So how it works is we partner with our local program partners and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. So the Dollywood Foundation, what we do is we work hard to find these partners at a local level. And then we do the kind of the overarching infrastructure of the program. So we manage a big book order system that manages all of the kind of the necessary information to get these books out. We coordinate book selections. We work on all of those pieces to get all of those books, thinking about 3 million books, how we get them out every single month. We do all of those pieces. We also cover all kind of the administrative pieces of the program, as well as our teams. We have a marketing team that helps all our local programs with marketing material and all those aspects, our finance team. And we have a customer support team as well, because we actually currently partner with around about 2,500 local organizations across 5 countries. And that's a lot. But we do that because we know that our communities understand our communities. And our local program partners are the real heroes of this program. They're the ones who go out every single day and waking up with this passion to go and deliver to their communities this amazing opportunity. And they bring the heart of the program to their local communities. So they work so hard doing a few things. So they, as well as the advertisement, the thing, they go out and they raise money. So at a local level, our community partners raise money to pay for books and mailing. That's all they pay for. So they pay for the books and mailing at a local level. And they then administer it, and then they again find all those wonderful families to enroll. So our service clubs like Kiwanis and our other service clubs, this is a really nice fit for them, because what they want to do is get out into the community and really add value to the community. So this is a program that matches very nicely in that area. So again, in partnership, the Dollywood Foundation are here, and they help with all of those pieces. And we partner at a local level to make sure that this happens, and that we open in a geographical area to all children in that area specifically. I'll pause there a second, because that was a lot of information.
So one of the things it gives us, I was really thinking about this, it gives us an opportunity. So it's not just Kiwanis, because a lot of our viewers are not Kiwanians. They belong to a bunch of different organizations. So, for example, when you come into Monterey, because I'm really into knowing that we're going to have this in Monterey, in California, we could have our Elks, our Lions, our Rotary, our Kiwanians all partner together to provide, was it about 30,000 kiddos with a book monthly?
Yep. That happens. And that happens a lot.
Collaborate.
Yeah, and it happens a lot. Our program is so simple. It's a very simple program. It's getting books directly to the homes of children. And there's those 3 aspects that need to be done at a local level. So that collaborative piece really makes it even stronger in a community. I often say, if everybody feels like they're part of it, they own it. And that's exactly how it works. So many of our communities are multiple organizations. Some of our smaller communities are one organization. We do have Rotaries, Kiwanis, other different 501c3 nonprofits doing these. But I like the collaboration as well, because that brings the community together for a solo purpose. And the solo purpose is getting books to kids.
You meant Kiwanis, then Rotary, right?
All service clubs.
You said Rotary
are amazing.
Come on, I had to do that. All right.
Good job.
Remember, you are on Kiwanis Connects, not Rotary Connects. No.
We love our Rotarians.
That's what we do. I'm just kidding. All right. One thing I wanted to talk about before we go to break, and it's in the material that you were kind enough to share with us. There are 5 key stakeholders that are what you guys classify as the true heroes behind the library. Can you talk about those 5 categories of stakeholders?
So, as in who we partner with at a local level?
Well, just in general, there's the fundraisers and policymakers, right?
Yeah.
You talk about that part?
Yes. So, and what we love about our program is each community does it slightly differently. So we do need, so there does need to be some funding. So there's some funding that needs to be raised at a local level. It's that helps to kind of stabilize that within the community as well. There's our education system out there. We've got our amazing educators and out there who are helping to support the program. We've got our parents and caregivers. So families register themselves directly. We don't register, their families register directly for the Imagination Library. So it's about finding those parents and caregivers and encouraging them to sign up for this amazing program. So there's those pieces as well. There's many different organizations and reasons for wanting to get involved with this program.
I'm going to use the cheat sheet to help you based on what you sent us. So that's okay. No, I realize sometimes, there's so much information you have to maintain that it's hard to categorize. But there's another one is the community leaders,
yes,
which I think in a way kind of go back up to policymakers, but you have specific community leaders listed here as well as a stakeholder. Why is that?
Community, because we do need to drive this in the community. When we get this going, it does need our leaders to be able to take hold and help support this along the way so that everybody can be involved at whichever level they like. But you do need a leader. We need some leaders in the community to drive this forward and to continue to champion this as well. One of the interesting parts about the program is we love kids' birthdays and kids turn 5 every single day, but then they age out of the program. So we want to continue to register children. So it needs that community leader to be able to continue to emphasize and enhance and promote this program so that we can continue to get all of those children enrolled. It's not kind of let's just go out and enroll for 1 month and that will be great. It's that continual piece. So community leaders play a pivotal role in helping to maintain the Imagination Library in a community.
Now, this Kiwanis and Rotary and Kiwanis Connects falls under the category of local program partners because you need people to spread the word that the program is even out there. And then, of course, you touched on this already, and that's your statewide program partners. I want to go back, though, to parents and caregivers for a moment in that section, because as an educator, my wife's a retired educator, Val's an educator, we're all educators as parents, okay? But to what point does the accountability fall back on the parents and caregivers of these young children that instead of sitting there playing Fortnite, they should pick up a comic book or something that will gain their interest in wanting to start reading and increase their own literacy?
Well, that's a wonderful question. I think from our parents, especially when you've got a newborn, it's a crazy time, right? So that's why, again, our community, we want to encourage our families to understand that there is this piece, if it's available in their community, we can talk about that shortly, but that literacy is an important piece from zero. So from that from the very start of that child's life, we want to start to introduce books and literacy. Can the children read then? No. So it's about, as well as the reading and the literacy and the importance around that, there's also other factors in the program that come along. Sure. And a lot of that is about that loving time, that bonding time, that spending time together as a family. Dolly calls this her heart program. And it's actually my favorite part of the program, that I just picture these families picking up that book, sitting down for 15 minutes every evening and enjoying it together. So there is the literacy piece, which is very, very important. But there's also that bonding, which helps families to have that kind of, when you were talking about using different portals for information, like Fortnite and all those pieces, this is that time that they then become more strategic in terms of their planning, that each night we will do this because that book is there and we'll enjoy that. And also these books as well, not just, again, words, it's comprehension, language, being able to turn those pages, being able to feel the books, see the colors, hear the rhymes. All of those things are why it's so important to get that. And one of the things our leaders do at a local level is help to share that message locally. And I think it is very important to do it locally because there's so many portals within a community to do that. It's never just kind of one person saying, hey, everyone read to your children. You've got to, you need to hear it many ways in multiple times and feel comfortable as well and confident with that. And our community leaders and all those amazing other organizations in our communities can help to do that.
You know, one of the things I think is so important is like I spent a lot of time looking at child development theory, and I think I was just explaining why I'm so odd. But in that whole child development theory process, one of the things that I hope that we will always have is printed paper books, and that printed paper and pencils play into how the right brain, the right side and the left side of the brains connect. That tactile and also being able to see and feel make a difference. And so when a child turns the page and then they have to refocus their eyes to the top line on the next page, plays into how their brain formats and how they logically move forward. So there are lots of pieces behind the it's a cute story. It's a way to engage. It's a way to bond. There are also some scientific pieces out there. And if I lose my international funding because I said something out of line, oh, well, they're not funding me anyway. Books in the hands of kids is better medicine than anything that's out there. So
I just want to do the quick shout out before we go to break. Susan Wells, there's the name we haven't said in a while. Susan Wells is out there checking in. Very good. All right, we got a lot to cover, so we're going to go to our last break of the show a wee bit early because we want to still cover a lot with Rachel. We have Kiwanis Wow moments. We have Melissa Atwell's mental health moment. And I know John is sitting there saying you can really skip bad jokes if you want to. But no, we are not going to skip bad dad jokes. You know why? Because Rachel has come loaded with one to share with everybody. We're not skipping that part. Hi, Kathy Zemansky. You're watching all Kiwanis Connects. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to dress like a Hall of Fame broadcaster but didn't know where to begin? In 2018, Aaron Phillips was inducted in the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, and The Voice was born. Aaron has been part of many successful podcast programs, and branding those programs plays a vital role. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and order the latest embroidered products featuring the logos of many of Aaron's shows. Discounts and flat shipping rates are available on all orders, regardless of quantity, on men's, women's, and kids' apparel, and many accessories. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and let Aaron's voice speak to you.
Whitney Houston said it best in one of her award-winning songs, "The children are our future." But how can we ensure that this will happen? One way to ensure our future is to volunteer. Most people would love to volunteer, but they don't know where to go to get involved. Fortunately, there is an answer. The answer is Kiwanis International. Kiwanis International was founded in 1915 in Detroit, Michigan. The name Kiwanis comes from the Algonquin Native American language and translates to "we build." In 1919, Kiwanis changed its focus from business networking to service to children. There are currently 7,200 clubs in 85 nations. However, if you reside or work in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, or Suffolk, you have 11 Kiwanis clubs available for you to become a member and become an active volunteer in your community. This will ensure that children will be our future. For more information, contact Kimberly Temple at 757-793-6761 or by email at towncenterkiwanis@yahoo.com.
All right, welcome back. There you have it. A lot of stuff going on, for sure. By the way, I want to mention that last commercial for Division 14. Hey, all you Kiwanis clubs, business people that are Kiwanians, you want your own customized commercial. Hey, guess what? Just like Kathy Zemansky, she's going to get one done for her Erie Kiwanis Club. You know the rules, $50 off the top. We go to support the Rose Flow Kiwanis Club. It's a fundraiser for them year round. We offer a 30, 60, and 90-second commercial. If you want more details, email me, kiwanisconnectsinfo@gmail.com. Come on now. Great for branding, great for membership, great for promoting an event like the Chesapeake Kiwanis Shrimp Fest commercial, John, I thought we were running, because that is this week. So if you want your shrimp, if you're in the area of Virginia Beach, Chesapeake Kiwanis Club, the 46th annual, 46 years. They've been chasing these little shrimpies around the field. You should see, it's hilarious. Anyway.
It's almost older than you are. How'd that happen?
Just by a day or two. Anyway, on my Facebook page, I have the QR code. Even if you can't make it, but you want to make a little donation, hey, you know what I'm saying? We'll take the donation. We'll have those shrimp will grow up. They'll be jumbo shrimp. Talk about an oxymoron. All right, with that. See, I tried to slip one in there really fast, and it just really didn't work. All right, let's get back to base. Let's get back to business here. Go ahead, Val.
So, Rachel, as you're looking at this whole process and next steps, if you walked away from this show and said, "Oh, I didn't say that," what would that be? What would you want to make sure that's shared with everybody?
I'd want to make sure she'd want to come back.
Absolutely.
I think that's both great questions.
Great.
But I think what we'd really like to get the message across is we do have programs across the US, but we don't have programs absolutely everywhere. So what we're looking to do is to work with our organizations at a community level to bring programs to all communities across the US and Canada and all those other areas. And so there's twofold. So in some places we have programs existing. So if you're on here and you're interested today and you think, oh, actually there's a program there, there's always a way potentially to get involved, so we could link people with those programs. We're always looking for additional support and funding and all those aspects for our local programs because it is locally based. And again, we want to connect our communities as eloquently as Doc Val put it earlier. I love that. And then for our areas where we don't have programs, we want to start having those conversations with our community leaders and for those in the organizations to see how we can make this work within a community as well. And we have our team of regional directors across the US who are there to help and to help have those conversations, to learn more about the program, to see how we can potentially get them started in areas where they aren't currently there. So if that is something that your listeners are interested in, that is my ask today. Please go to imaginationlibrary.com, look at the information and see if that's something you're interested in, and then you can reach out to us and we can have conversations further about those pieces, because we know that our Kiwanis clubs, I know there's other listeners as well, but we know our Kiwanis clubs fit very nicely into this, and we have so many already partnering with us. So that is something that we are very proud of and we are very happy about, that we do have a lot of Kiwanians involved already. But if people want to find out more, we're there to help and to connect. This does work at a very at a community level. So we want to talk to people who are interested in this to see how we can all support mutually to get as many books to kids as possible.
Absolutely.
Susan Wells shares a comment. Every time I tune in to Kiwanis Connects, I learn some really bad dad jokes. No, that's not what it says. So she learned something new. Thank you for continuing this valuable Kiwanis resource. Thank you, Susan. As always, you know how much we appreciate you always being part of what we have going on here. So I wanted to make sure that was put up. Man, I'm watching the clock out of the corner of my eye. I can't believe how fast today's show is going, Val.
I know. And my brain has been going even faster because I was thinking, oh my gosh. So if you're in an area that already has the Imagination Library and it's building, there are a number of Kiwanis clubs across the nation that do brand new mother packets. They put the new diapers and a gift, and they don't put alcohol in there. I think there are some new mothers have told me they wish they'd had a bottle of wine, but instead of a bottle of wine, put a sign-up card in there so that they can, when they bring their new baby home and they have a few minutes, to automatically sign up for their Imagination Library, sign up their brand new child. So that gets them in the loop.
Oh, you were going to say put a gift card in there from ABC liquor stores or something.
No, that's once they turn 5.
Oh.
And I love that, Dr. Val, but we really want to connect them with our local community partners to see kind of about the program and learn more. All of that is driven at the local community level as well. So yeah, connect. And we can connect them with partners and see how people can collaborate together. We want it all comes under this partnership, so we want to make sure that everybody has the correct information.
I love it. So I hope that we'll be able to talk you into, and I'm not going to step on our executive secretary's toes, but I hope that we can get you at our district council meeting, or DCON, our district convention in August. You get to meet all of us in person. Help we can get you as a vendor, because I think our Kiwanis clubs need to know about this. And maybe we can spread the word, Aaron. And do you have counterparts across the country and in the other 4 countries?
As in more Rachels, yes.
Well, it's possible to have more Rachels, but is there something that somebody that has the same kind of title as you?
Yes, we have. So in certain states, we have full state teams, depending on the setup of the state. But there's 4 regional directors, and we all manage. I manage the West. We have a South, Mid, and North. So, and they're so well versed in all of our programs, and our role is to support our communities to grow new programs. So grow programs and start existing programs. So we'll be happy to connect you with anybody out there. I focus on I'm all everything that touches the Pacific and Nevada. That's how I say it right now. But again, all my colleagues are happy to help in any state, and also in the other countries that we have as well. We know that our Kiwanis are very active in Canada as well. So anything we can do to connect, imaginationlibrary.com, and reach out, and we can provide more information.
Okay,
I just tagged Kimberly Temple. She is my lieutenant governor out here to this show. So hopefully she'll catch it, as well as our governor out here as well, so that he sees this, and hopefully we'll pick it up on that scale as well.
Awesome. And you're also in the UK?
Yes, we are in the UK. I just visited the team over there. I was visiting family, and I got to spend time with our amazing team in the UK as well. UK, Ireland, Australia, Canada, USA.
Denmark?
No, not just now. No.
That's it. I'm out of here. Go Denmark.
Copenhagen is one of my favorite cities, so I wouldn't mind. I could go and do that if I.
How about our friend Grace, though, Val?
I think that we're needing to lead in that direction.
Yeah.
And so Grace is in Africa, and so hopefully, well, we're not going to recreate your program. It's so amazing, but we're going to talk offline.
Our focus is very much in these 5 countries at the moment. Our biggest our biggest area is the US. So we're actually sending books to 1 in 7 children, 0 to 5 in the US right now. Wow. So, but obviously we're growing every single program, but our biggest programs are here. But Canada's growing fast. So is the UK, so is Ireland, so Australia. We're so proud of all of our local program partners, because again, I'll put that there. Our local program partners are the heroes. They wake up every day and they do this amazing work.
And I know that the Literacy Club of Northern California, which is right in your region, is going to be setting up some things, because we're representing Northern California and Nevada. And so there will be a number of people that want to be major partners, and they're watching. Got my little text going. So Rachel, you are amazing. Thank you. And as I look at the clock, Aaron, where does the time go?
I'm telling you, no matter what we do, we can't buy any more time. We just have to deal with what's there. So with that, Rachel, don't go anywhere, because you're going to still be part of this last bit of craziness here. But before we get crazy at the end, you know what we got to do? We got to do some business first. So I say we do the Melissa Atwell mental health moment. Then we'll go to wow. And then we'll just cringe as we go over bad dad jokes, including one from Rachel, by the way. All right, John, hit it. Melissa Atwell.
Hi, I'm Melissa Atwell, founder and CEO of the Mental Health Moment. And a moment I want to share with you today is actually a grounding technique. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1. And we are going to use our senses. So starting with 5, we are going to identify 5 things we can see. Going to number 4, we're going to go to the sense of touch. 4 things that you can touch. Number 3, you're going to go to the sense of hearing. 3 things that you can hear. Number 2, 2 things you can smell. Number 1, 1 thing you can taste. And I share this because for me, when I am in a moment of stress and anxiety, I do this technique. And one of the main things I will touch is my hair or my clothes, my jeans, so that I can ground myself and bring myself back to the present. So then I can know how to move forward. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
Another great message from Melissa Atwell, mentalhealthmoment.org. I'll tell you what, Val, she was a great find that I connected with, and boy, I'll tell you. All right.
Absolutely. And I want to tie into that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Put the brakes on. I'm just reading the messages here in the private chat. Hold on. I take issue with that last comment you put in there, okay? Because someone else was more heavily involved than that guy in Vegas. That's all I'm going to say.
Hold on a moment. For
I
those
don't
of you
pat myself on the back very often. I let others do it, but I'm sorry on that one, my friends. Okay.
But I want to share with the outside worlds that are on the inside track. I had put in a comment about helping Melissa do the commercials, and so poor Aaron has his feelings hurt. And please send in love and compensation. But the true person that found Melissa and introduced us to her and made sure that she's part of the Kiwanis Connects family is truly the voice, Mr. Aaron Phillips. And so I give you all the props in the world, Aaron, for all your amazingness. And I'll even put it in writing. Aaron brings a lot of people to this show.
Stop.
I'm going to pile it on. I'll pile it on.
I was just looking to do that to bust John's chops. That's all. I met her, but we met her at an event. She's great. If it wasn't for her daughter, by the way, 8 years old, she's the real beauty behind this. Is Melissa's daughter. She's terrific. That's someone, John and Val. Maybe we ought to try to get her daughter to do a message or two as well from that perspective as a young child dealing with stress. So anyway,
and what I want to do is we have a lot of viewers out there that watch our shows. And so if there's somebody, you have a friend that has a great story or is tied into something as amazing as the Imagination Library, let us know. Because if we have more people that can tell a great story like Rachel has done for us today, I'm going to watch this again. Normally, I don't watch our shows multiple times because I don't like to see myself. But Rachel, I'm going to watch it again because there are some things that you shared that I really want to process because I think I want to be one of those community partners here in Monterey. So I'll throw that out there. But thank you. And so I know that I have a wow, and I wanted to share my wow.
Let's do wow, John. Let's wow it up.
So it makes me feel like Wonder Woman whenever that comes on. So one of the things about me that a lot of people don't recognize is that I wear a lot of hats. But all the hats that I put on are because I have a number of passions or things that directly affect me. And I'm one of those people that can't just go, oh, that's too bad. I always want to be able to do something. And so, in the old days when I did something, usually my solution was a problem for someone else. But my wow moment is focused in on, we have something called the Arroyo Seco Duck Fest. And the Arroyo Seco Duck Fest has grown into something that's absolutely huge. And it's where I live. And for many people, they know the Sobrani fires that occurred where 300,000 plus acres were burned. They know about the Big Sur fires. Those are all things that were in my local area. And we have Cal Fire here, and we used to have a fire station. Now we no longer have a volunteer fire station because we don't have enough people. And so in response to those fires, our association has to put on fundraisers to be able to support volunteers. And so this process is through Game Duck. We want to thank them so much for all their support, but we need to raise funds so that we don't burn down the Los Padres National Forest because we don't have enough immediate response time. We also support all of the local kids in the area by providing books. So over each year, we probably touch about 3,500 kiddos in a very rural area. And so that's why we are partnering with the Literacy Club Foundation. We're partnering with Marina Kiwanis. We're partnering with a number of different people. So when you adopt a duck, it's not just so that you can win $1,000. You're adopting a duck that will help keep this part of California safe and protected. So that's my wow moment for the moment. So it's kind of self-centered, but hey.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's for self-centered, good cause. Who cares? It's an important message to get out. So John, I believe, should have the flyer for the cost per duck to adopt, and hopefully he'll dig that up and we'll flash that up there as well. Perhaps on our way out, he'll run there we go. 21st duck race, Saturday, May 10th. That's tomorrow, y'all. You better get on these ducks. Gates open at 9 a.m. Formula One duck races. Big at Formula One. We're naming them Formula One now.
We have a whole nother category. It's awesome.
Oh, right on. I love it. Rubber ducks at 1 p.m. There you go. Listen, first place duck. You can just spend one duck for $5. If your duck wins, you walk out with $1,000, folks. I don't know, but that's pretty good economics if you ask me. I'm a math major, right? We talked about that before the show, Val. We know that stuff. Only in fifth place, you can get some money back. You can get 1 duck, 27 ducks. There's a QR code. And then the website as well, Arroyo Duck Fest. Yes, so there you have it. Better odds than Vegas. Yeah, you're not kidding, John. Absolutely. So there you have it. Ducks 6 through 20 will also get something. So the top 20 ducks, you're going to get a little something. VIP duck fan bag, get movies. Listen, you got to be in it to get something, right? To win it. So there you go. Plus, it's a good cause to help support that area there as well. So good stuff. And we'll play the commercial hopefully on the way out. I got Douglas got ducks. I think I adopted some ducks as well. So I'm in it. I expect to get my $1,000 when I see y'all in August. But anyway, all right. Before we go to wrap up with bad dad jokes, Rachel, let's give some final quick details, website, any last minute detail, and then we'll segue into bad dad jokes and you'll kick it off with what you have for us. Go ahead, Rachel.
Well, firstly, thank you. Thank you for having me today. Today's been an absolute pleasure and a great way to end my week. So I really appreciate your time. But if you'd like to find out more, imaginationlibrary.com, and then we can talk to you directly about programs in your area or how we can discuss getting programs to your area. And that's Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and that's a book a month to children 0 to 5. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Rachel. Pleasure. Hopefully you'll come back again regardless of all this insanity. All right. It is time for bad dad jokes. So let's run it, John. I will say this, that before we get started, so I always send out an email to all of our guests on things to help prep for the show. And I always include in there asking them to come prepared with at least one bad dad joke to share so that I don't have to take all the misery on the bad dad jokes alone. Okay. So because Rachel is, after all of this time, the first one who read through every instruction to actually come prepared with a bad dad joke. Rachel, if you do make it out there to Vegas in August, I am hopefully planning on being out there. Even if not, I'm going to bring you an autographed signed copy of my book, Let My Voice Speak to You, Tale of a Hall of Fame Broadcaster, as a thank you for being the very first person in all these years that has actually read the instruction from beginning to end and has come armed with a bad dad joke. So I don't care how bad it is. It's going to be aces in my book because you followed instructions. So Rachel, you'll have an autographed copy. I'll hand deliver it to either you in August. We'll take pictures, or I'll give it to Val if you're unable to make it, and she'll get it to you on my behalf. All right? So with that, Rachel, kick us off. You came equipped with a bad dad joke, so let's hear it, everybody.
The pressure now, though, there, Aaron. So why, this is a literacy-based one as well, because that's the world we're in. Why did the frog stop going to the library?
Why did the frog stop going to the library?
Because every book in there, they had already read it.
Oh, God.
Okay,
everybody.
She set the bar for you, Aaron.
Funny, because the other day I talked to last week, wasn't it one about the frog stopped driving because his car got towed or something? It was something. That's what I was thinking. Anyway, all right, but I have one for you, Rachel. Here you go. What kind of flowers are best for Mother's Day?
I don't know. What kind of flowers are best for Mother's Day, Aaron?
Mums.
Oh, very good.
Listen, I had to do that, mom, right? That's the word in England that you say for mother, right? Your
That's
mom.
correct. Yeah, I like that.
I'm trying to be considerate, everybody. All right, trying, obviously not very well. All right, what did the mummy spider say to the baby spider?
I don't know.
You spend too much time on the web.
Cute.
You like that one? All right, here you go. This is just a saying, and I know I've said this. I'm sure mothers have always said it. Cleaning with kids in the house is like brushing your teeth with Oreos. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's the little philosophy there. The kid did that one. All right, White. I see. That's it. There's my one forgot. See, this is my goal every week, Rachel. I know there's one in my bunch that Val will absolutely lose it and really put the icing on the cake. So here you go. Here's another one. Why does the mom kangaroo hate rainy days? Why does a mother kangaroo hate rainy days? That should be pretty simple because the kids have to play inside. You know, kangaroos with the pouch have to play. Okay. All right. This kind of goes in line with the alcohol comment and mothers earlier. This is just a thought. Motherhood has shown me that you don't need fun to have alcohol. That's all I think. That any mother out there probably. Andy just checks in with a simple cute. I don't know which one he's relating to, but all right, hey, here's a question for you. What's the fastest land mammal? What is the fastest land mammal? Any idea?
A cheetah?
Yeah.
No, you're overthinking it. A toddler who's been asked what's in their mouth. Right? See, that one is my favorite one because I have twins and I was getting twice. Okay, didn't know which way to run. All right. Why is a computer so smart? Well, because it listens to its motherboard. I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to zip through these last couple. What sweets do astronaut moms like? What sweets do astronaut moms like? I almost said mums, but I have moms. That's the way it's written. They like Mars bars. Come on now, Mars astronauts. All right. What do you call a petite mother? What do you call a petite mother? Come on now, a minimum. Minimum. Okay. Now, I am not going to take these lightly. Come on, Val, you like that one. Come on, I can tell. I know, it's okay. You can share. So I have 5 one-liners from celebrities. Okay, so I'm just going to read them. These truly are from celebrities. It's not easy being a mom. If it were easy, fathers would do it, courtesy of Betty White. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. When your children are teenagers, it's important to have a dog so that someone in the house is happy to see you. That comes from Nora Ephron. Okay, so there you have it. I always say if you aren't yelling at your kids, you're not spending enough time with them, courtesy of Reese Witherspoon. All right. I didn't think, well, all right. I want my children to have all the things I can afford. Then I want to move in with them. Thank you, Phyllis Diller, for that thought of the day. And last but not least, when my kids become wild and unruly, I use a nice, safe playpen. Because when they're finished, I climb out. Thank you, Irma Bombeck. With that does it for this edition of Bad Dad Jokes, Statements, and Comments. Hopefully, again, feel free to use them around the barbecue this weekend for Mother's Day as you see fit. All right. That does it for that. We are running behind. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today. I've enjoyed our chat. And quite frankly, I look forward to having you back on with updates and more stuff to talk about. We will have to get somebody out here on the East Coast active and get this thing rock and rolling out here. Doc Val, final thoughts as we wrap up.
You know, as we enter into this Mother's Day weekend, I know that for many of us, our moms were probably and are the most pivotal figure in our lives. And so if you have a mother is in your memory, I want for you to please send up whatever positive thought, a good vibe, or a thank you. Because especially like when I look at you, Aaron, I know that you have the best mother in the world because you are the most amazing human being. And so as I look at you, Rachel, I know the same. And for many of you out there, what the skills and things that you got from your mom make her very valuable. So if she's with you still, tell her thank you in person and have a great weekend.
For the last, come November, 25 years, I've been carrying on my mother's torch. I lost my mom 25 years ago. So I know she's with me, and I talk to her every day, and I know she's around when I smell cigarette smoke and nobody's smoking around me. I know she's with me. I do want to send out, my mother-in-law just had a procedure done this morning to remove some cancerous tissue. Fortunately, they got all of it. So she is home. It was easy. It was quick. So everything went well there. There are a bunch of ladies in my life that I call mom, like Mama Flo, by the way. I know she's watching. Yes. Mama Flo. I know you watching. Mama Flo. I got your back. A lot of women in my life nowadays still are part of my makeup, and just, you know what? I love them all, no matter what. And Val, you're part of that for me. You and I have this relationship that is so symbiotic that Andy sends me thank you notes for taking you off of his hands every Friday for now. I'm just kidding. But seriously, Val, you're a big part of what I do and why I do and enjoy what we do here on Fridays, because you bring people like Rachel to the table for our audience and our Kiwanis world to see and enjoy. And you know what? Like attracts like. And that's what I love about what we do. All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, next week will bring us another edition when I haunt Val all next week and say, who we got for this week? So I can get my post up. That's okay. We do it because we love it. With that, it is time. Be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. This show is out. It's rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. No! On May 10th, duck season starts at 9 a.m. inside Coelho Ranch, Arroyo Seco River, with the 21st Duck Race, hosted by Arroyo Seco Citizens Association. The Unlimited Duck Race predominantly pits engineering student teams from Cabrillo College, Monterey Peninsula College, and Hartnell College. Marina High School will make their first Derby appearance this year. The ASCA, a nonprofit charitable organization, hosts this event as its main fundraiser each year. Profits raised support the local fire station, college scholarships for local students, and other Arroyo Seco community initiatives. Ducks can be adopted for as little as $5 for one duck or up to $100 for 27 ducks. Top 5 winners will win cash prizes. Winners 6 through 10 and the last duck to cross the finish line will receive a great prize. Free parking at shuttles, bands, food trucks, local artists, and more. For more information, contact ASCA contact Valerie Brown Klingelhofer at area code 831-731-0259.